Are you starting your day feeling confident about your breakfast choices, only to experience an energy slump just a few hours later? Or perhaps you're carefully choosing foods labeled healthy, but finding it harder to manage your weight or blood sugar levels as you get older. It's surprisingly common, and often the culprit is hiding in plain sight on your breakfast table. Many popular breakfast foods, even those that seem wholesome, can contain hidden ingredients like excessive sugar or refined grains that might actually undermine your health goals after 60. Understanding this is crucial, because making informed choices first thing in the morning can dramatically improve your daily energy, mental sharpness, and long-term well-being. Today, we're going to help you spot 7 specific breakfast foods, often disguised as healthy options, that experts suggest seniors might want to remove from their regular rotation. We'll explain exactly why, and most importantly, offer simple, delicious, and genuinely healthier swaps. Stick around, because this knowledge can empower you to build a breakfast routine that truly supports your vibrant life. Starting your day with a nourishing meal is so important, especially during our senior years. It truly sets the foundation for how we feel and function all day long. But navigating the grocery store aisles can feel like walking through a maze of confusing health claims, can it? Labels shout about being low-fat or made with whole grains, making it tricky to know what's genuinely good for us. Trustworthy information, not just marketing slogans, is vital because our nutritional needs do change as we age and our bodies process foods differently. Many health experts and nutrition guidelines now strongly emphasize limiting hidden sugars and highly processed ingredients, particularly in the foods we eat regularly, like breakfast. These components can significantly affect crucial areas like blood sugar balance, inflammation levels, heart health, and even brain function, all vital for maintaining our health and independence. So, in this video, we're going to cut through the confusion together. We will clearly identify 7 types of breakfast foods that frequently appear healthy, but often contain ingredients that could be problematic for seniors. For each one, we'll simply explain why it can be troublesome, focusing on things like added sugar, the type of grain used, and the lack of beneficial fiber. And for every food we discuss, we promise to give you practical, easy-to-understand, and genuinely healthier alternatives you can feel good about eating. Our aim is to give you the clear information you need to confidently choose breakfasts that help you feel energized, stay healthy, and live life to the fullest. Let's begin with the first one. First on our list might be sitting in your refrigerator right now: flavored yogurts. Now, plain yogurt, especially plain Greek yogurt, can be a fantastic source of protein, calcium, and gut-friendly probiotics. But the moment flavors like vanilla, honey, or fruit on the bottom are added by the manufacturer, the picture often changes dramatically. The main issue here is the surprisingly high amount of added sugar. Many single-serving containers of these flavored yogurts can pack in 15, 20, sometimes even up to 30 grams of added sugar. To give you some context, health organizations like the American Heart Association suggest women limit added sugar to about 24 grams per day and men to around 36 grams. So, a small pot of flavored yogurt could easily use up most, if not all, of your recommended daily sugar allowance, right at the start of your day. Why is this a particular concern for those over 60? As we age, our bodies sometimes become less efficient at managing blood sugar. A big hit of sugar first thing in the morning can cause your blood sugar to spike rapidly. Your body then works hard to bring it down, often leading to a noticeable energy crash a couple of hours later. You might feel tired, maybe a bit foggy-headed, or even find yourself craving more sweets. Over time, these repeated sugar spikes can contribute to insulin resistance, increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, promote inflammation, and potentially impact heart health and memory, all things we want to actively avoid. Some flavored yogurts might use artificial sweeteners instead. While these don't raise blood sugar in the same immediate way, there's ongoing discussion among experts about their long-term impact on gut health and metabolism, so natural options are often preferred. So what's the simple, actionable swap? Choose plain yogurt. It's readily available and often more affordable too. Plain regular yogurt is good, and plain Greek yogurt is even better because it's typically higher in protein. Getting enough protein is essential for seniors to help maintain muscle strength, support bone health, and it helps you feel fuller for longer, preventing unnecessary snacking. With plain yogurt, you are in complete control. You can add natural sweetness and flavor yourself. Stir in some fresh or frozen berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. They add fantastic flavor, fiber, and antioxidants. A small sprinkle of chopped almonds, walnuts, or pecans, or some chia seeds or ground flax seeds adds healthy fats, more fiber, and a satisfying crunch. Even just a dash of cinnamon can add warmth and might offer some blood sugar benefits too. By choosing plain yogurt and adding your own healthy toppings, you get all the benefits, the calcium, the probiotics, the protein, without the harmful sugar load. Making this one easy switch can lead to more stable energy levels all morning long and is a much better choice for your overall health. Next up, and number 2, let's talk about sugary breakfast cereals. The cereal aisle presents a dizzying array of choices, with boxes making bold claims about health benefits. You'll see phrases like made with whole grains, good source of fiber, or fortified with vitamins. While there might be some truth to these statements, they often mask the reality that many breakfast cereals, especially those targeted at families or emphasizing sweetness, are primarily composed of refined grains and loaded with sugar. Let's break down why this isn't ideal. Firstly, the sugar. Just like the flavored yogurts, the amount of added sugar in many popular cereals is alarming. A standard serving, which is often smaller than what people actually pour into their bowl, can easily contain 10 to 20 grams of sugar. Starting your day this way almost guarantees that blood sugar spike and the subsequent energy crash we discussed. Consistently high sugar intake is linked to weight gain, inflammation, and an increased risk of chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes and heart disease, health concerns that become more prevalent with age. Secondly, pay attention to the grains. A box might highlight whole grains, but always check the ingredient list. If refined wheat, corn flour, or rice comes before the whole grain, it means the refined grain makes up a larger portion. Refining grains removes the bran and germ, which is where most of the fiber, B vitamins, and minerals reside. What's left is mostly starch that digests very quickly, turning into sugar in your bloodstream almost immediately, adding to that blood sugar surge. Fiber is so important as we get older. It supports digestive health, helps manage cholesterol, keeps us feeling full, and stabilizes blood sugar. Cereals low in fiber just don't offer these crucial benefits. And the fortified with vitamins claim? While adding vitamins back might seem good, it doesn't cancel out the negative effects of high sugar and refined grains. It's always better to get vitamins and minerals from whole foods where they come naturally packaged with fiber and other beneficial plant compounds. So, what should you look for instead? Reading labels is your best tool here. Seek out cereals where the very first ingredient is a whole grain, like whole wheat, whole oats, or bran. Then, look at the nutrition facts. Aim for cereals with at least 5 grams of fiber per serving, and try to find ones with less than 6 grams of added sugar per serving. Also, be mindful of the serving size listed on the box. It helps to measure out occasionally to see what it actually looks like. Even better choices often lie outside the traditional cereal box. Consider making oatmeal using plain rolled oats or steel-cut oats. These are true whole grains, rich in a special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, known for its cholesterol-lowering and blood sugar-stabilizing effects. You control the toppings, add fruit, nuts, seeds, a sprinkle of cinnamon. It takes just a few minutes on the stove or in the microwave. Another fantastic option is eggs. Eggs provide high-quality protein to help maintain muscle, healthy fats, and important nutrients like vitamin D and choline for brain health. They keep you satisfied much longer than most cereals. Enjoy them scrambled, boiled, poached, perhaps alongside a slice of whole grain toast. By swapping those sugary, low-fiber cereals for higher fiber, lower sugar options, or choosing whole foods like plain oatmeal or eggs, you're setting yourself up for success. You'll likely experience more sustained energy, better blood sugar control, improved digestion, and you'll be actively supporting your long-term health. It's a simple breakfast upgrade with significant benefits. Moving along to number 3, fruit juice. For many years, a glass of orange juice with breakfast was promoted as the epitome of health. Many people still view fruit juice as a convenient way to get vitamins, especially vitamin C, and a serving of fruit. However, when we look closely, especially considering blood sugar management for seniors, drinking fruit juice regularly is often less beneficial than eating the whole fruit. The main problem is the lack of fiber. When fruits like oranges, apples, or grapes are juiced, the valuable dietary fiber is almost completely removed. This fiber is nature's way of slowing down how quickly the fruit's natural sugars, fructose, enter your bloodstream. Without that fiber, the sugar in the juice hits your system very fast, much like drinking a sugary soda. Consider this. You could easily drink the juice of 3 or 4 oranges in a single glass within a minute. But eating 3 or 4 whole oranges, that would take much longer, and you'd feel much fuller afterwards because of the fiber in the act of chewing. That glass of juice delivers a concentrated hit of sugar without the natural buffer. This rapid sugar absorption causes a significant spike in your blood glucose levels, triggering a strong insulin response from your body. As we've learned, this can lead to those unpleasant energy slumps later and, over time, contribute to insulin resistance, weight gain, and increase the risk for type 2 diabetes and potentially heart issues. While juice does contain vitamin C and other vitamins, you get those same vitamins plus the essential fiber and a broader range of beneficial plant compounds when you eat the whole fruit. An orange, an apple, a pear, or a bowl of berries provide satiety, that feeling of fullness, helping to manage appetite and support digestive health. So what are better alternatives? The simplest and best swap is to eat the whole fruit. Enjoy a juicy orange, slice an apple, and perhaps pair it with a tablespoon of natural peanut butter, or savor a bowl of mixed berries with your plain yogurt or oatmeal. You get all the goodness, including the crucial fiber. If you enjoy having a beverage with breakfast, water is always the #1 choice for hydration. You could also try adding slices of lemon, lime, orange, or even cucumber and mint to your water for a refreshing flavor without any sugar. Unsweetened herbal teas are another excellent hydrating option. If you truly love your juice and find it hard to eliminate completely, try these strategies. First, consider it an occasional treat, not a daily habit. Second, always choose 100% fruit juice, avoiding fruit drinks or nectars which often contain even more added sugar. Third, dilute it significantly. Mix just a small splash of juice with a full glass of water or sparkling water. This reduces the sugar impact while still providing some flavor. By prioritizing whole fruits over fruit juice, you gain significant advantages for blood sugar control, fiber intake, and overall nutritional balance. It's a straightforward switch that helps you avoid a common sugar trap and better supports your energy levels and long-term metabolic health. Our fourth breakfast item to reconsider is the tempting display of commercial muffins and pastries. It's easy to grab a muffin, scone, croissant, or pastry from a coffee shop or the bakery section when you're short on time. Sometimes they even sound healthy, with names like bran muffin or fruit scone. However, most of these commercially prepared baked goods are far from being nutritious choices, particularly for seniors focused on a healthy start. There are usually several issues at play here. First, they're typically made with refined white flour. As we know, this flour has been stripped of its fiber and most nutrients, causing a rapid rise in blood sugar and offering little lasting energy. Second, the sugar content is often incredibly high. A single large bakery muffin can easily contain more sugar than a slice of cake or a couple of cookies, sometimes 30, 40, or even 50 grams. That's a huge sugar load first thing in the morning, contributing to energy crashes, inflammation, and making weight management difficult. Be wary of low-fat versions too, as they often compensate with extra sugar. Third, the types of fats used can be problematic. Commercial bakeries often use less expensive fats, which might include saturated fats like palm oil, or potentially even shortenings containing trans fats, especially in mass-produced items. Trans fats are particularly damaging to heart health, raising bad cholesterol and lowering good cholesterol. While regulations have reduced trans fats, they haven't been eliminated everywhere, and high amounts of saturated fat aren't ideal either. Finally, the portion sizes are frequently enormous, delivering a hefty dose of calories primarily from refined carbs, sugar, and fat, with very little beneficial protein or fiber. They are the definition of empty calories, providing energy but few nutrients your body actually needs. So, what are the smarter alternatives if you enjoy a baked item in the morning? Baking at home is the best way to control the ingredients. You can find many simple recipes for healthier muffins using whole wheat flour, oat flour, or almond flour. You could dramatically reduce the sugar by using mashed banana, unsweetened applesauce, or just a small amount of maple syrup for sweetness. You can incorporate healthy fats like olive oil or avocado oil and boost nutrition by adding ingredients like chopped nuts, seeds, grated carrots, or zucchini. Baking a batch on the weekend can provide quick, healthy options throughout the week, and it's often more budget-friendly too. If home baking isn't practical for you, consider other options. A slice or two of 100% whole grain toast topped with mashed avocado provides healthy fats and fiber. Natural peanut or almond butter on whole grain toast offers protein and healthy fats. Plain oatmeal or eggs remain excellent choices for sustained energy and valuable nutrients. By skipping the typical store-bought muffins and pastries, you avoid a major source of refined flour, excessive sugar, potentially unhealthy fats, and empty calories. Choosing whole food alternatives or healthier homemade versions provides your body with the quality fuel it needs to feel good and stay healthy, supporting stable blood sugar, heart health, and better energy management. Coming in at number 5 is something often perceived as a health food, typical granola. With its image linked to oats, nuts, and seeds, granola seems like a naturally nutritious choice for breakfast or a snack. While some granolas can be part of a healthy diet, many you find on supermarket shelves are surprisingly high in added sugars, fats, and overall calories, making them less ideal than they appear, especially if you're not mindful of the portion size. The main issue with many commercial granolas is the added sugar. To get that desirable crunchy texture and sweet taste, manufacturers often use generous amounts of sugar, honey, maple syrup, corn syrup, or other sweeteners. It's common for a small serving, often just half a cup, sometimes even less, to contain 10 to 15 grams of sugar or even more. While the oats themselves are healthy, when they're coated in sugary syrups and baked with oils, the final product can behave more like a treat than a staple food, contributing to those unwanted blood sugar spikes. Another factor is the fat and calorie density. Granola often contains added oils, sometimes less healthy ones like palm oil, to help create clusters and improve shelf life. This, combined with the nuts and seeds, which are healthy fats but calorie-dense, makes granola very high in calories for a small volume. A modest half-cup serving can easily contain 200 to 300 calories. It's incredibly easy to pour a much larger portion into your bowl without realizing it, potentially consuming 400 to 600 calories and a lot of sugar and fat before even adding milk or yogurt. This can subtly contribute to weight gain if you're not accounting for these dense calories. So, what can you do if you enjoy the texture and taste of granola? The key, once again, is diligent label reading. Scrutinize the nutrition facts panel and the ingredient list before you buy. Look for granolas with lower sugar content. Aim for less than 8 grams per serving, and ideally even lower, around 5 or 6 grams. Pay close attention to the serving size listed. It might be smaller than you expect. Use a measuring cup at first to get a visual. Choose brands where sugar or syrup isn't one of the first few ingredients. Check the fat source, ideally minimal added oils, or healthier ones used sparingly. Making your own granola at home is another excellent strategy, giving you full control. Use rolled oats, your favorite nuts and seeds, maybe some unsweetened coconut flakes, and spices like cinnamon or vanilla extract. You decide how much, if any, sweetener to add, perhaps just a touch of maple syrup, or using unsweetened applesauce or mashed banana as a binder. You can skip the added oils entirely. It's easier than you might think. Perhaps the best approach for most people is to shift how you use granola. Think of it as a condiment or a topping, not the main event. Instead of filling your bowl, sprinkle just 1 or 2 tablespoons of a lower sugar granola over your plain Greek yogurt or oatmeal. This gives you that satisfying crunch and flavor without overloading on sugar and calories. Alternatively, simply add a mix of raw nuts like almonds or walnuts and seeds like chia or pumpkin seeds directly to your yogurt or oatmeal for healthy fats, protein, fiber, and crunch without any of the added sugars or oils found in most granolas. By being mindful of portion sizes, carefully reading labels, choosing lower sugar options, considering homemade granola, or using it sparingly as a topping, you can easily avoid the common pitfalls. This lets you enjoy the good aspects of granola without unintentionally consuming excess sugar and calories. Number 6 might catch some off guard because oatmeal itself is so healthy. Instant oatmeal packets. Plain oatmeal, made from rolled or steel-cut oats, is a champion breakfast food, renowned for its soluble fiber that benefits heart health and provides steady energy. However, those convenient single-serving packets of instant oatmeal, especially the flavored ones like maple and brown sugar, apple cinnamon, or peaches and cream, are often a different nutritional story. While they certainly offer speed and simplicity, they frequently come with downsides that make preparing plain oatmeal a much better choice for your health. The primary issue, a recurring theme in our discussion, is added sugar. To make these packets taste appealing, manufacturers often add a lot of sugar. A single small packet can contain anywhere from 8 to 15 grams of added sugar. If you use 2 packets for a more substantial breakfast, which is quite common, you could easily be consuming close to 30 grams of sugar right away. This effectively turns a potentially heart-healthy whole grain breakfast into a sugary start that can destabilize your blood sugar levels. Another hidden concern is sodium. It might seem odd for oatmeal, but many flavored instant oatmeal packets contain a surprising amount of added salt, sometimes 200 milligrams or more per packet. Health experts recommend limiting sodium intake, especially for seniors, as high sodium contributes to high blood pressure, a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. Getting a hidden dose of sodium in your seemingly healthy breakfast isn't ideal for keeping blood pressure in check. Additionally, the oats used in instant packets are generally more processed than traditional rolled oats or steel-cut oats. They are often pre-cooked, dried, and rolled very thin or cut finely, so they cook almost instantly with hot water. This extra processing can mean they break down a bit faster in your body compared to less processed oats, potentially leading to a slightly quicker rise in blood sugar, though the fiber still helps. They also tend to be less filling than the heartier texture of rolled or steel-cut oats. Finally, these flavored packets often contain artificial flavors, colors, and other additives to create the desired taste and shelf stability. Ingredients that offer no nutritional value and many people prefer to minimize. What's the healthier, simple solution? Switch to plain, unflavored oats. You have great options. Steel-cut oats. These are the least processed and offer a lovely chewy texture. They take longer to cook, around 20 to 30 minutes, but provide the slowest energy release. You can cook a batch ahead of time. Rolled oats or old-fashioned oats, these cook faster, 5 to 10 minutes, and are an excellent, nutritious choice. Quick cooking oats. Rolled even thinner, they cook in just a minute or 2. Choose plain versions. Even plain instant oats, the ones with no added sugar or flavor, are a better choice than the flavored packets, although rolled or steel-cut are generally preferred for texture and potentially slower digestion. Buying plain oats in bulk is also usually much more economical than buying individual packets. When you use plain oats, you control everything that goes into your bowl. Add natural sweetness with berries, sliced banana, or unsweetened applesauce. A sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg adds lovely flavor. If you need a touch more sweetness, a tiny drizzle of maple syrup or honey gives you control, unlike the preloaded packets. You control the sodium. Plain oats are naturally very low in sodium. Boost nutrition further with nuts, seeds, or even a scoop of plain protein powder if you like. Cooking plain rolled oats takes just minutes on the stovetop or in the microwave. Making the simple change from pre-flavored, sugary instant oatmeal packets to plain oats allows you to fully benefit from this wonderful whole grain without the unhealthy baggage. It supports better blood sugar, helps manage blood pressure, keeps you feeling full longer, and is a truly wise choice for your morning meal. And finally, number 7 on our list involve a breakfast staple, but with important considerations. White toast, particularly when paired with certain spreads like some margarines or sugary jams. Toast is undoubtedly quick and convenient, but the type of bread you choose and what you put on it makes a huge difference to its nutritional value, especially as we age. Let's start with the bread itself. Standard white bread is made from refined flour. During the refining process, the outer bran layer and the inner germ layer of the wheat kernel are removed. Unfortunately, this is where most of the fiber, B vitamins, iron, and other beneficial minerals are found. What remains is mostly starch, which your body digests very quickly, converting it rapidly into sugar. Eating white toast can therefore cause a sharp rise in your blood sugar, often followed by that familiar energy slump. Because it lacks fiber, white toast is also much less filling than whole grain options, which might lead you to eat more or feel hungry again quite soon. Regularly consuming refined grains like white bread is associated with higher risks of weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease over the long term. Now, let's look at common toppings. For many years, stick margarines were popular, but many were made using partially hydrogenated oils. These oils contain artificial trans fats, which health experts agree are very harmful to heart health. They raise your bad LDL cholesterol, lower your good HDL cholesterol, and promote inflammation. While regulations have led many manufacturers to remove trans fats from tub margarines and newer spreads, it's still wise to read labels carefully, especially with older stick margarine formulations. Even trans fat-free spreads can be highly processed vegetable oils. Another very common topping is jam, jelly, or preserves. While made from fruit, they are typically very high in added sugar. Just a tablespoon or 2 can contribute a significant sugar load to your breakfast, adding to the blood sugar impact of the white bread itself and providing mostly empty calories. So, this combination, fiber-poor refined white bread, potentially topped with less healthy fats from certain margarines, plus a hefty dose of sugar from jam, creates a breakfast that offers little in terms of sustained energy or essential nutrients and could potentially work against your health goals. Or the much smarter choices. First, make the bread swap. Choose bread that is labeled 100% whole wheat or 100% whole grain. Check the ingredient list to ensure that whole wheat flour or another whole grain like whole oats or whole rye is the very first ingredient listed. Whole grains keep the bran and germ intact, meaning you get that crucial fiber plus more vitamins and minerals. The fiber slows sugar absorption for more stable blood sugar and energy, aids digestion, and supports heart health. There are many tasty whole grain breads available, some even with added seeds like flax or sunflower for extra nutrition. Next, choose healthier toppings. Instead of potentially problematic margarines, consider heart-healthy fats. Mashed avocado is wonderful. It provides healthy monounsaturated fats, fiber, and potassium. Natural nut butters like peanut, almond, or cashew butter. Look for those with just nuts and maybe salt. Avoiding added sugars and hydrogenated oils. Offer protein and healthy fats that help keep you full. A small amount of real butter, used sparingly, is likely a better choice than margarine containing trans fats, though it is high in saturated fat, so moderation is key. Even a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil can be delicious and heart-healthy. If you like something sweet on your toast, opt for lower sugar versions. Try a thin layer of fruit spread that explicitly states low sugar or no added sugar. Even better, top your whole grain toast with actual fruit, slices of banana, fresh berries, or even unsweetened applesauce. Cottage cheese is another great topping, adding a good boost to protein. And of course, topping whole grain toast with a cooked egg makes for a very balanced and satisfying meal. By simply switching to 100% whole grain bread and choosing nutrient-rich toppings like avocado, nut butter, eggs, or fresh fruit, you elevate toast from a potential dietary pitfall to a genuinely nourishing and enjoyable breakfast. This easy upgrade significantly boosts your fiber intake, provides more lasting energy, helps stabilize blood sugar, and actively supports your overall health. Now, before we wrap up, it's worth mentioning a couple of important points. While we focused on these 7 breakfast items because they are common sources of hidden sugars or refined ingredients, everyone's dietary needs are unique. If you have specific health conditions like diabetes, kidney disease, or food allergies, the best course of action is always to discuss your personal dietary choices, including breakfast, with your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can offer tailored advice that's right for you. Also, a key theme here is the power of reading labels. Please don't just rely on the claims on the front of the box or package. Get in the habit of turning it over and looking at the nutrition facts panel and the ingredient list. Pay special attention to added sugars. Aim for as low as possible. Check the dietary fiber. Look for higher amounts, ideally 3 grams or more per serving. 5 grams is even better. Glance at the sodium content. Look for short ingredient lists with names of whole foods you recognize near the top. Becoming a savvy label reader is one of the best skills you can have for navigating healthy eating. And remember, portion sizes always matter, even with healthy foods. Enjoying healthy foods in appropriate amounts is key. Finally, think of breakfast as just one part of your overall healthy lifestyle. Occasional treats are perfectly fine for most people. It's our consistent daily habits that truly shape our long-term health. So, let's quickly recap the 7 breakfast areas where making informed choices is key for seniors. Number 1, flavored yogurts, often high in sugar. Choose plain and add fruit. Number 2, sugary cereals. Look for low sugar, high fiber, or opt for plain oats/eggs. Number 3, fruit juice, lacks fiber, high in concentrated sugar. Eat whole fruit instead. Number 4, commercial muffins/pastries, typically high in sugar, refined flour, unhealthy fats. Choose homemade or whole food options. Number 5, typical granola, can be high in sugar/calories. Read labels, use sparingly as a topping, or make your own. Number 6, instant oatmeal packets, flavored, often contain added sugar/sodium. Switch to plain oats. Number 7, white toast and certain toppings, lacks fiber. Choose 100% whole grain with healthy toppings. The main takeaways are to be mindful of hidden sugars, prioritize fiber from whole grains and fruits, choose healthy fats, and read labels carefully. Starting your day with a breakfast rich in nutrients like fiber and protein from whole, minimally processed foods is one of the most positive and impactful things you can do for your energy levels, your health, and your overall quality of life as you age. We sincerely hope this breakdown was helpful and gave you some practical ideas. If you found value in this information, please give this video a like. It really helps support our channel and allows us to reach more seniors like you. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos focused on senior health and wellness. We'd genuinely love to hear from you in the comments below. Was any of this information surprising? What's your go-to healthy breakfast that helps you feel great? Sharing your thoughts and questions helps us all learn together. Remember, making positive changes to your health doesn't have to be complicated. Even small, informed adjustments to your daily routine, like rethinking your breakfast, can make a wonderful difference in how you feel. Take good care of yourself. Stay curious, stay informed, and be well.